The Punch TV.
And one of the headmasters said, buffer stock brings rice. And so you go to the storeroom, there's only rice. So in the morning, they give the children rice water. In the afternoon, they give them rice and stew. In the evening, they give them omutu, rice balls. Because there's only rice. There's no beans, no vegetables, nothing. And he says sometimes there's no rice, but there's corn. So in the morning, they give the children cocoa. In the afternoon, they give them banku. In the evening, they give them TZ. Because there's only corn. If we decentralize the procurement of food, the headmasters will be able to procure the food from the farmers in the area. And they'll be able to buy granules. They'll be able to buy beans. They'll be able to buy vegetables so that the children can get a nutritious diet. And so the feeding grants should not go to buffer stock. The feeding grants should be paid directly to the secondary schools so that the headmasters can use the money and buy nutritious food for the children. And so we're going to make free SHS better. We're going to abolish the double track so that all our children can go to school at the same time and vacate at the same time. And so we will solve the issues of the education sector. There are issues that are germane to your area, and one is the road network. We started the road from Walwale to Gambaga to Nalergu, and the intention was to continue the road to Nakwanduri and to Bunkpurgu. Unfortunately, after we left office, work came to a standstill. When I was coming, I saw they had put some gravel on the road, and I know that's what MPP does. Once it's an election year, you start seeing some action on your road as if they are going to do it. As soon as you vote and finish, that's it. The contractor will pack his things and go. But I can assure Chief that your eastern corridor roads, including Sayoku to Nanyere Road, all those roads, the road from Nalergu through Nakwanduri to Bunkpurgu, as you said, we will make them a #1 priority. Aside from that, we will encourage a commercial bank to open a branch in Bunkpurgu. Because for a place like Bunkpurgu, a district like this, not to have banking facilities, it is not correct. And so we will encourage a commercial bank to come and open a facility in Bunkpurgu so that people can have banking services 24/7. Aside from that, I mentioned to the Nairi, and I mentioned when I was in Nalergu, that because of the security situation in this area, the intention is to establish a military barracks here. So that we have a Ghana Armed Forces facility here, and to be able to check the threats of terrorism, not only terrorism, but to provide general security in the area. Aside from that, we will have an anti-armed robbery squad in this region. We are going to have this squad. It's going to be a collaboration between the police and the military, and we're going to wage a strong fight against armed robbers so that people can go about their business in peace without fear that they will be molested. For our young people who want to join the forces, I hear you complain that you don't have English and maths. But English and maths is not the only way of entering the forces.
The Punch
You have
TV.
the tradesmen. And so even if you don't have English and maths, but you learn a vocation, you can enter the security services. If you are a driver, you can apply and enter the security services. If you are a tailor, you can apply and enter the security services. If you are a carpenter or a mason or a welder or an auto mechanic, you can enter the security services. And so it's not only your certificate and English and maths, no. And that's why I encourage our young people, even if you don't have English and maths, learn to drive. If you don't have English and maths, learn to be a carpenter or a mason or a vulcanizer or a welder or a tailor. And when they are recruiting, you go and say, I'm a tradesman. And if you have your NVTI certificate,
Bafsin Green Construction and Trading Abama Ghana for say Juma Kwedu and Juma Fatason. And to say your hotel, school, hospital, bank, offices, and the Westy. Now Pobiam and to Mutas amount there. And then I may come for Bafsin Green Construction and Trading at the amount. Obuan was in down a won't you. Emane ha crampo, and Posabro train hour. No, so West Sufia Ghana now Pobiam and to Mutas amount there. And yana me can for Bafsin Green Construction and Trading at the amount. The Yanni so benye mujidie, your 2 bathroom tiles, compound tiles, swimming pool tiles, kitchen tiles, and in yakeka home. Then it is summer woman said, so passa Seattle. Now do location Maya, the Yan say ya Ghana, ye benya be the amount. Na yan juicy candy, yan dada, said young crofobidi, young crofobino. A sunset task would you may be a near dintino, yet on cement, natural stones. Tile cement, slabs, marble tiles, and nobody lay a sign so a supply. A sense of Juma Hotel, not swear need to know. You were a boarding cracks are a certificate, a treasure your fat entity. Obetini a friend whom a true for so 0505 62 68 23 0505 62 68 23. Oba we a breaku, Waja, adequate winning by quantum pona so. Bafsin Green Construction and Trading. We do it just the way you love it.
that's it. You present it, and you can join the forces. And that's why I was happy. The one who came and said that we should open an NVTI center here so that our young people can go and learn a vocation so that they can use that vocation to get employment. And so I'll encourage you to work hard so that we are able to provide you with employment. We are going to do the 24-hour economy system. Right now, most businesses open at 8 and close at 5. But we're going to give them incentives so that they can work beyond 5 o'clock in the evening. And if they work beyond 5 o'clock in the evening, then it means they must employ more people to do another shift. And so many of our young people who are qualified, who are sitting at home, if businesses are working beyond one shift, then it means that they will have to employ more of these children to come and work for them. And so the 24-hour economic policy is going to help many of our young people to be able to find employment in these businesses that will be working beyond 5 o'clock. Some people can go to work in the morning and close, and then in the evening, others too can go and work. And so we'll implement
The Punch TV.
economic policy. In all the 6 regions, the 6 new regions, in 2020, we said that we're going to provide some facilities in order to make them worthy of being called new regions. And I remember that in 2020, I promised that for all the 6 new regions, we'll provide a regional hospital. And so the Northeast region will get a regional hospital. So that if there are cases that your health centers and your district hospitals cannot handle, you don't have to rush the person to Tamale. You have your own regional hospital here where you can send the patient. I also said that each of the new regions will have a public university or the campus of a university. And so all the six new regions will have either a public university or the campus of an established university. And so this region is also going to get that. And I know that all the tertiary institutions are on the Mamprose side. And there's no tertiary institution on this side. And so you would have a priority when we're considering the establishment of any other tertiary institution. We also believe that sports is a very important activity for physical health and then also for jobs and earning money. If we're able to grow more athletes, more footballers, more boxers, they'll be able to go out onto the international stage and earn money and bring it back home. And so we also promise that in all the regions that do not have sports stadia, we're going to build modern sports stadiums, and Northeast is going to get a modern sports stadium so that we can grow the sports talent in this region. And so there's a lot that we were doing that we didn't finish, and we're going to come, and as I said, we'll continue the abandoned projects. I said we'll give priority to abandoned projects before we start new ones. And so we'll continue the road projects, the education projects, the water projects, the electrification projects, the road projects that were not completed and abandoned by this government. We'll come and continue and finish them.